the second interview about the importance and the value of diversity and inclusion in the travel industry, with a specific focus on the LGBTQ plus traveling community. Our aim is to highlight how certifications, such as the Queervadis certification scheme, can help travel organization destinations to pursue and grow in their value proposition by advocating for social responsibility. In our case, Queervadis does not leave anyone behind, considering best practices to host the LGBTQ plus traveler and welcome the LGBTQ plus workers in travel organizations. And we have seen this commitment translate into a strong business case of growth, revenue, and customer loyalty. My name is Giovanna, brand manager in Saunders and Beach, and I leave the floor to Aalap Shah, our Queervadis consultant for international business relations, who will conduct our interview. Thank you, Aalap.
Thank you so much, Giovanna. It's really great to work with you, and we're very excited for this conversation. I'm really excited to talk to you, Alessandra. Thank you so much for many things, including your leadership with sustainability, with diversification, and a lot of the innovation that's so crucial to our industry right now. So first of all, thank you so much for the time. I know we know you're busy and traveling, and so we really appreciate making the time for us first and foremost.
You're welcome, my dear. It's really a pleasure for me to be here with you guys.
Yeah. So, with ENIT's leadership, the municipality of Milan and Saunders and Beach have supported this diversity and innovation, and you have been such a great leader in this space. And so, for example, I recall at the 39th ILGTA Global Convention, there were a lot of activities around the Italian travel industry and its relationship to welcome LGBT travelers. One such moment of that was when the Queervadis training was done by Saunders and Beach and AITGL, which is the Italian Alliance for LGBTQ plus tourism, and for all the ENIT offices around the world. So first of all, just thank you for that commitment. And so my first question to you is, ENIT was among the first to join the training program of AITGL, the Italian Alliance for LGBTQ plus tourism, in partnership with Queervadis. So Alessandra, how important is a training dedicated to this specific tourist segment to promote a destination like Italy today?
Well, Aalap, training is very important in general, not just for this specific segment, especially in the most vulnerable industries, which is tourism. You need to get people well trained in order to not only shape the best of products, not only to communicate it at its best, but also to motivate people, because tourism is, I also find it a very honest and sincere industry. You cannot fake it. You cannot fake liking someone. You cannot fake your welcoming. If you're annoyed about something, people are going to feel it. It's all about energy at the end of the day. At least that's my very strong belief. I mean, even though I'm the president of ENIT at the moment, have a long history in tourism, but I still live every single work trip as a personal sort of tourist trip. So I try to stay true to everything. I notice everything. I try to give feedback. And for me, the human element is always what makes a difference. This is why I don't believe for 1 minute that any robot could substitute a human welcome. So in particular, the Queervadis, us joining the whole Queervadis training was very important, because Italy is a top destination for the LGBTQ plus community. And it is a very important segment for us, because not only the community is promoting all the right values, so it's all about ethics, inclusion, sustainability, peace, understanding anything that, works. It's always initiated by the community of LGBTQ plus, but also it represents so much for developing new destinations. I mean, I would personally always call my friends from the LGBTQ plus community to come and test something. And I would always ask for their opinion and say, what do you think about it? Because I will know that their curiosity and their honesty is going to be a great added value to whatever product we're developing.
I love that. That's really nice. And something you said that really resonated with me as a queer person and a person of color, traveling can be very dangerous. And so it's so important for us to feel safe, to feel included, and to get that support. And I love the human aspect, because that's what makes travel so enriching, that's the point of travel, to really connect with other humans in this wonderful moment. So thank you for saying that. And I think Europe in general has now real programs and regulations that increasingly promote inclusion and social sustainability. Italy being a great example of that. How important have you seen it where tourist attractions, destinations, and companies engage in training programs? Where have you seen the benefit? Where have you seen it really change in terms of customer engagement and loyalty?
And I wanted to say that we have to take the best of advantage of the community, especially, as I was saying before, the availability to get feedback and to shape different routes. I would definitely involve the main consumers, the main clients of the LGBTQ plus community, to make sure that if I'm thinking of developing a new destination, they're actually in from the very first moment, because they will tell me details, they will give the right feedback. And also, they're very honest about it, exactly what they want. So they're very easy to cater to. To add to this, in Italy, we are developing a destination which tends to decrease. So we want to treat people to get out of the main destinations and go to the lesser known ones.
Sure.
And then it is very important that we take the best advantage of them, and we use the LGBT community, as I was saying, to understand whether some destinations work or not, and to also help shape the communities in general to understand if they really want to welcome tourists or not, because maybe they don't.
Yeah.
So in this sense, training is important because it allows us two ways in understanding that this destination is better than another one.
Yeah, I think it's really important. And I think it's such an important part of when people make decisions, they're able to see exactly what they're getting into. And just having that type of training and certification just gives that certainty, as you said. Thank you for that. So, my last question is, Jim and I kind of referred to it earlier. We see the value of a business that increasingly uses, evaluations, economic results tied to an assessment of environmental, social, and governance. So seeing both sides of that equation in order to promote their business and promote their growth. So just, based on where your leadership and where you sit every day, how significant is ESG, environmental, social, and governance impacts and evaluations, as we're thinking about investments in Italy? You already spoke to it a little bit, but we'd love to hear more about that and where you see the future, especially for businesses and for the travelers alike.
Well, the ESG is clearly very important. If I think about a larger future, I think that tourism can really make an impact when it comes to ESG. So sustainable tourism in particular, sustainability in tourism can be the driving principle for any ESG approach, which must be implemented in the travel industry. I repeat, it must be implemented. First of all, we have a great audience in general. We have the younger generations that we need to nurture and educate. And we have great availability even to spend more money if you know that you're going into a destination that uses certain processes to protect the environment, to protect the cultural diversity, to use local products, and to have a vision about economic sustainability, which also encompasses inclusion and let's say, joining the benefits. Because one of the accusations that many industries have, especially, I'm talking now more Silicon Valley than anything else, but also tourism industry, where you see a lot of conglomerates, a lot of aggregations, a lot of creation of big, industrial subjects, is that then there's a greater inequality in the redistribution of income. And one of the biggest challenges that we still face is the lack of labor force in tourism, the lack of motivation for tourism. People, don't really want to work in tourism anymore, especially after the pandemic. And we also have this general consideration that working in tourism is not a high-profile job, no career, no long-term planning, because everything is seasonal, low salaries, and even, for example, talking about women and diversity, even if 53% in Europe of the labor force in tourism is female, what happens is that only 6% have ethical positions. So this still remains a big challenge. So when I look at an ESG, I also look at all of this in a larger sense, because we need to look for values, and we need to have a very strong value set to make sure that tourism helps implement it. So this is why me and the LGBTQ plus community join many things, and we have the same vision. And most of all, you know what? We want to be sincere. We want to be true. We want to really do things and make them happen, and we want to tell the truth, and just we want to stop, sort of sugarcoating reality. Reality is tough in this specific moment of time. Tourism can play a role, yes, can play a role in dialogue and peace, can play a role in inclusion and in sustainable development. So I really hope that this friendship continues for a very long time.
Thank you so much. We know you're busy. You're off to travel in a bit. Maybe one last question, which is, what are you most excited about for travel or for Italian travel in the coming year?
For Italian travel or for travel in general?
Up to you, however you want to answer it.
Well, one of the things I'm most excited about is the possibility of really getting the lesser known destinations of Italy known and used in the best way possible.
Sure.
Because I would like for people to come to my region, which is Abruzzo. Fantastic. And I think there's so much to be discovered, and we must learn to do it in the best way possible. We're not invading a new space. We are generating as a space of inclusion. So we're not invading a territory, we're generating a new space together with the local community. This is what I'm most excited about, because I think this is definitely the way to go.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alessandra, for your time.
You're welcome, Aalap, and thank you, Giovanna, and thank you, Saunders and Beach, for having me.
Thank you so much, Alessandra, for your time and for having been here with us. So thank you, Aalap, for your introduction and for this beautiful interview. Extremely vibrant. Thank you again, Alessandra, and
thank you.
We'll meet again for the next interview. All right, stay tuned. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao. All right, so hi everyone. Today, Saunders and Beach starts the third interview about the importance of the value of diversity and inclusion in the travel industry, with a specific focus on the LGBTQ plus traveling community. Our aim is to highlight how certifications, such as the Queervadis certification scheme, can help travel organizations and destinations to pursue and grow in their value proposition by advocating for social responsibility. In our case, Queervadis does not leave anyone behind, considering best practices to host the LGBTQ plus traveler and welcome the LGBTQ plus workers in travel organizations. And we have seen this commitment translate into a strong business case of growth, revenue, and customer loyalty. My name is Giovanna, brand manager in Saunders and Beach. I leave the floor to Aalap Shah, our Queervadis consultant for international business relations, who will conduct our interview. Thank you, Aalap.
Thank you, Giovanna. Nice to see everyone. And first of all, thank you, Stefano, for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Very good. Yeah, good. It's a Monday. And so, this year, I think many of us have seen a lot of changes in the travel industry. We've come out of the pandemic. You're seeing travel really change in many ways, maybe return back to the way it was and also find new avenues. So for us, we'd love to just talk to you a little bit about, what you're seeing and why you've made some choices within your ability to attract customers to Rimini. So, my first question is, with the Queervadis certification program, we'd love to hear, what first attracted you to the program, and, what were some of the other considerations you were thinking about when doing some certification for the LGBT traveler?
Yeah. So for first, the goal was to give my company a strategy that would allow us to acquire the necessary skills to best address the issues of LGBTQ plus tourism. both on a marketing level, but above all at a social and human level, for sure.
Right, makes sense. Yeah, and that's I think such an important part because even for me as a traveler, I'm queer, I'm a person of color, I'm a child of immigrants. There's so many factors that go involved with me traveling and wanting safety, wanting to have a good time, and so I can imagine on your end too, as a business owner, there's so many factors involved, both in terms of revenue and cost, in terms of, as you said, the strategy, the social part, the social media. There's so many things involved. And so tell us a bit more about that decision-making process. What were some of the most important factors that helped you choose Queervadis? And what else did you think were some, for some reasons of why you came to a yes?
Yeah, my opinion that is Queervadis was developed as a real tourism development manual, which helps the company to grow professionally and to compare itself with other companies, bodies, and institutions, helping the growth and awareness of the community and territory.
That's great. Yeah, exactly. And so, in terms of growth, you talked about growth as kind of a big part of that. When you think about some of the goals you have for this year or for next year, we'd love to hear what are some of the goals you have and how do you believe partnerships, certifications, training your staff, how have they helped achieve your goals?
I think that a specific certification for LGBTQ plus tourism gives credibility to the action that the company takes to differentiate itself within the tourism market that is increasingly looking for our prepared companies and willing to compete in the global market. In this case, Saunders and Beach represents for us the international point of reference for a rapidly developing market.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's very true. And I think you said like the credibility and the differentiation is such a big part of it. So thank you for your insights and your thoughts. I have maybe one last question for you if you don't mind. You can do it in English or Italian as you wish.
Yeah.
As travelers look to next year, 2025, as they think about coming to Rimini, tell us what's exciting you the most about travel for next year, and what do you want to tell anybody who's thinking about coming to Rimini?
I think that the people now, the tourists, want to see that the experience that we do with the La Community 27 can be much more, can involve much more people, much more factories, much more environments around the territory. Because so this is our project, this is our experience, but so we don't want that our experience can be just our own experience, but we wanted to show to the other people that it's possible to make a better business if you involve a lot of people and with a lot of differences.
I love that. That's a great way to end it. Yeah. So, Stefano, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it, and have a great day. Thank you.
Have a great day to you. Have a nice day. Ciao.
Ciao.